Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Gopi Jana Yashodanandana Rajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jaya Radha Madhava, Radha Madhava Radhe. Jaya Panchatattva, Jaya Panchatattva, Panchatattva, Jaya Panchatattva. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Om Vishnupad Paramparivrajikacharya Stotra Sita Srimad Abhay Charanarvind Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki समस्त गौर भक्त वृंद की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयामुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेष्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। Hare Krishna. I welcome all of you for today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. Today we will be discussing the text, second canto, chapter number 7 and sloka number 37. So please repeat after me. Devadesham nigama vartmani nishtitanam पूर्भिर्विहिताभिरदृश्यमूर्तभिः लोकान् ज्ञातां मतिविमोहमतिप्रलोभम् वेषं विधाय बहुभाष्यत औपधर्म्यम् देवद्विषां निगमवर्त्मनि निष्ठितानाम् पूर्भिर्मयेना विहिताभिरदृश्यतुर्भिः लोकान् घ्नातां मतिविमोहमतिप्रलोभम् वेषं विधाय बहुपधर्म्यम् देवद्विषां निगमवर्त्मनि निष्ठितानाम् पूर्भिर्मयेना विहिताभिरदृश्यतुर्भिः लोकान् घ्नातां मतिविमोहमतिप्रलोभम् वेषं विधाय बहुभाष्यत औपधर्म्यम् प्लीज What word meanings? Devadvisham, of those who were envious of the devotees of the Lord. Nigama, the Vedas. Vartmani, on the path of. Nishtitanam, of the well situated. He, by Mayena, the killers, Vimoham, bewilderment of the mind, Ati Pralobham, very attractive, Vesham, dress, having done so, Bahubhashyate, will talk very much, Aupadharmyam, sub-religious principles. So translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. When the atheist, after being well versed in the Vedic scientific knowledge, annihilate inhabitants of the different planets, flying unseen in rockets prepared by the great scientist Maya, the Lord will bewilder their minds by dressing himself attractively as Buddha and will preach on sub-religious principles. So purport by His Divine Grace S.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. The incarnation of the Lord Buddha is not the same Buddha incarnation we have in the present history of mankind. According to Srila Jiva Goswami, the Buddha incarnation mentioned in this verse appeared in different Kali age. In the duration of life of one Manu, there are more than 72 Kali Yugas. And in one of them, the particular type of Buddha mentioned here would appear. Lord Buddha incarnates at a time when the people are most materialistic and preaches common sense religious principles. Such ahimsa is not religious principle itself, but it is an important quality for persons who are actually religious. It is common sense religion because one is advised to do no harm to any other animal or a living being, because such harmful actions are equally harmful to he who does the harm. But before learning these principles of non-violence, one has to learn two other principles, namely to be humble and to be prideless. Unless one is humble and prideless, one cannot be harmless and non-violent. And after being non-violent, one has to learn tolerance and simplicity of living. One must offer respects to the great religious preachers and spiritual leaders, and also train enacting devotional service to the Lord, and so and so, etc. At the ultimate stage, one has to accept the Lord and become His devotee. Otherwise, there is no religion. In religious principles, there must be God in the center. Otherwise, simple moral instructions are merely sub-religious principles, generally known as upadharma, or nearness to religious principles. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manovishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Svadantikam. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Hare Krishna. So we are all seeing the various incarnations which are narrated by to Narada Muni. So out of that, this is the Lord Buddha incarnation. So today's sloka is describing about the appearance of the Lord Buddha and why he appeared. Actually, that is being mentioned here. Devadvisham. Devadvisham means, so those who are envious towards the demigods. So those are the asuras. Nigama vartmani nishtitanam purbihi mayena vihitabhir. Hare Krishna. So Lokan natam mati vimoham ati pralobham. These asuras, how they were lokagnatam, that means they are killing the people in the society. By what? They are flying in the different rockets. That means those rockets are made by purbihi. Purbihi means rockets. So by the rockets, these rockets are made by whom? The great scientist Maya. Maya has made, and they were traveling, these envious people who are envious towards the demigods, and those asuras, you can say atheists, and they were traveling in those rockets and killing the people. Okay? And those rockets are made by Maya. And so to bewilder these people, mati vimoham ati pralobham, to bewilder them and to kill them. So to bewilder them, what is done? Actually, so Buddha came and he appeared and he preached aupadharmyam. He preached the sub-religious principles. So when it is happened, in this, now actually in this Kali Yuga, we have seen the appearance of the Lord Buddha. Why he appeared? Why he appeared? Huh? To stop the animal killing actually. But what we are studying here, he came for what? He came for bewilder those people who are flying in the rockets and killing the people. So is it matching with the Kali Yuga, whatever the purpose Lord Buddha came with, that is it matching? Is it matching? So it's not matching or matching? Matching, how it is matching? Yes, take the mic, Prabhu.
It's matching because non-violence is one of that sub-religious principle which our current Gautam Buddha who came, he was also preaching that similar thing, non-violence, and like Prabhupada said in the purpose, these sub-religious principles.
Okay. So but here in this sloka, what is the purpose of Buddha came? That means in this sloka Buddha's appearance purpose is explained. So what is that purpose? To bewilder the, what is the problem? I think you should switch off that mic. Yeah. To bewilder the, something is coming actually, I don't know. To bewilder the, okay. To bewilder those people who are flying in the rockets. So is it happened? 300, that means almost all 2500 years back Buddha came. At that time rockets were there. Huh? And then the demons are flying in the rockets and killing the people. That happened? No. Then that means to bewilder those people who are flying in the rockets. So Buddha came. But in our Kali Yuga, we are seeing Buddha came for the purpose of what? So those people who are taking the Vedas and those atheists, and those are all actually not following the principles of Veda, the essence of Vedas, and they were doing the animal sacrifice and gratifying the senses, and to stop the animal killing. So for that purpose Buddha came. But here seeing, here the purpose is different actually. So that's why, is it matching? Actually it is not matching. Then who is this Buddha then? Our Buddha is, he came to stop the animal sacrifice. But this Buddha, he came to bewilder those demons who are flying in the rockets. But we didn't see rockets 2000 years back, 2500 years back. Did we see any rockets there which are made by the Maya? No. So that's why, based upon this principle, so Srila Jiva Goswami is saying actually, that's why Prabhupada is also mentioning, we have to note the point here. Point has to be noted. I think we should have some cordless mic instead of this. I think now it's okay. But okay. Because if you keep something, it's always stopping this way. I'm not able to see also. Of course, no problem. So Srila Jiva Goswami is saying, Kali Visheshe Avataram, so Sri Buddha Maha, Kali Visheshe Avataram, Devadvishamiti, Asmin Kalau Devadvisham Tadrishatva Ashravanat. The demons who are explained in this sloka are not actually the demons whom we are seeing in this Kali Yuga. So that means the demons who are there in this Kali Yuga, that means are the animal killers, so animal sacrifice who are performing. So those demons are very much different from the demons which are explained in this sloka. That's why, based upon this, Srila Jiva Goswami is saying the Buddha who are discussed in this sloka is not belonging to this Kali Yuga. So he is belonging to some other Kali Yuga actually. Kali Visheshe. That means in a different Kali Yuga he appeared. So what is that Kali Yuga? Prabhupada is also not mentioned, and I didn't see in the Lagu Bhagavatam also, but You can see in the Vedas, that means incarnations are explained. The Lord is taking the various incarnations, Purusha Avataras, Leela Avataras, Guna Avataras, and so on. And these avatars and these past tense also varies actually. So several avatars are happening in the several different yugas, or otherwise several manvantaras, or otherwise in the several places also. That there is a variation. All those stories are there. So sometimes we may bewilder that. So there is a difference between the one Leela in Purana to the difference in another Purana. So based upon that, we should not think that some discrepancy is there in this. Maybe something is wrong, but no, actually. So because those Leelas are happening in the different actually yugas, or in the different manvantras, or maybe in the different so kalpas. It's like that actually. We should take like that. So this Buddha who is being explained here by the Brahmaji is not belonging to the our Kali Yuga actually. So what this Buddha did actually, he described the Aupadharmyam, that means Upadharmam. Upadharmam means sub-religious principles. So Srila Prabhupada is writing here based upon the this point Upadharmyam. So what is writing? So you can see in the purport, such ahimsa is not religious principle itself, but it is an important quality for person who are actually religious. It is common sense religion. What is that common sense religion means? What is common sense religion? It's common sense. That means just for the common sense. Okay, common sense is common sense. And these common sense principles will become religious when these principles are going to assist the worshipping of Lord. When these principles, these common sense principles, when they assist the worshipping of the Lord, then that will become the religion. But someone is not worshipping the worshipping of the Lord and simply practicing the common sense principles, then what it will be? It will be simply material actually. So you'll be seeing that means based upon the sense gratification, we will be defined certain rules. Oh, you should not harm me, and you should not disturb my sense gratification, and also I will not disturb your sense gratification, and like this so and so we will be all together in the society. We can set some kind of law or otherwise some kind of principles. Then these are all known as common sense principles actually. These kind of common sense principles are not simply useful if they are not going to serve the worshipping of the Lord. And then after this, the Prabhupada is writing very important point. So this violence, ahimsa, now I am asking the question actually, be ready for this. So I think you all studied Bhagavad Gita also. So from there you should get the hint actually. Prabhupada is saying, so ahimsa is the common sense principle, okay? So common sense religion otherwise. And he is writing, before learning these principles of non-violence, one has to learn two other principles, namely to be humble and to be prideless. What is the point Prabhupada is making? Before learning the common, that means non-violence, one has to learn two more things. What is that? Humble and pridelessness. So why he is saying? And what is the proof? On what basis he is saying? Can anyone guess? No one want to guess? No? You all understood my question? Prabhupada is saying in the purport, so this non-violence, before learning the non-violence, one should acquire two more qualities. What is that? Humble and pridelessness. So why he is saying like this? Mike?
जब तक हम अपने जीवन में विनम्र नहीं होंगे तब तक हम अहिंसा को प्रमोट नहीं कर सकते. हमारे मन के अंदर जो विनम्रता आएगी, कोमलता आएगी, इसी से हम दूसरे के प्रति प्यार और सद्भावना व्यक्त कर सकते हैं. तो अहिंसा आने के लिए हमारे अंदर पहले विनम्रता होनी चाहिए.
Yes.
धन्यवाद.
Thank you, Mataji. So ahimsa आने की पहले व्यक्ति में विनम्रता आना है. So that means Mataji is saying that before getting the non-violence, one should be humble. So that same point you are saying. But what is the reference on what basis he is saying actually? Yes, please.
Hare Krishna. In 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita,
Yes.
text 8 to 12,
Yes.
Krishna said that Amanitvam Adambhitvam and Ahimsa.
Very good. That is the answer actually.
Shantir
So, good Prabhu. Thank you Prabhu. So, amanitvam adambitvam ahimsa kshantirarjavam acharyopasanam shaucham stairyam atma vinigraha indriyardeshu vairagyam anahankara evacha janma mrityu jara vyadi dukkha doshanu darshanam आसक्तिरन विश्वंग पुत्रधारा गृहादिषु नित्यं च समचित्तत्वं इष्टा निष्ठोपपत्तिषु मयि चानन्य योगेन भक्तिरव्यभिचारिणी विविक्तदेश सेवित्वं अरतिर्जन संसदि अध्यात्मज्ञानि ज्ञाननित्यत्वं तत्त्वज्ञानार्थदर्शनम् एतत् ज्ञानमिति प्रोक्तम अज्ञानम यद अतः अन्यथा. So these are the slokas actually in the 13th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita we are hearing actually. Amanitvam, adambitvam, ahimsa, kshanti, arjavam. Based upon this sloka, Prabhupada is mentioning in the purport. So before learning the ahimsa, one has to practice the amanitvam, that means humility, that means humble, and adambitvam means pridelessness. One has to practice these two, then after that one should come to the pridelessness, that ahimsa. Then after that one has to learn what? Two more things, kshanti, arjavam. So if you remember this context actually, why this context is there in the 13th chapter? So this is the gnanam actually, Srila. So Lord, so Krishna is explaining, these are the items actually one has to learn. That means Kshetra Kshetragna Vibhaga Yoga. So this is the chapter name. So there we are hearing. So what is the gnanam and what is the not? That means agnanam. What is opposite to that? So here 20 qualities are explained. In this, how many qualities are there? 20 qualities. In the 20 qualities, 18 are common to the Jnanis and Bhaktas. In this 18 are the common to the Jnanis and Bhaktas. The last two qualities which are specifically meant for only Jnanis. So if you see the Prabhupada's purport, so completely going through this, that means slokas only. So this set of slokas he is taking. So if you see in the purport, namely to be humble and pridelessness, unless one is humble and prideless, one cannot be harmless and non-violent. So that's why one should be humble and pridelessness. If we are not humble, then we cannot care for the other living entities. So that is not possible actually. And also if you are not prideless and if you are full of pride, then because of this that means automatically one will become violent. If he is pride of something, then what is the next step of that? One will become violent for that. He will show his pride in the form of violence. So that's why to become non-violent, one should become prideless and also humble. And these are the qualities. And then after that one will become non-violent, and then one has to be what? So tolerant. One should be tolerant, and so arjavam means simple life, simplicity of the living. So one must offer. Then after that, acharyopasanam. Then after that one has to do what? Acharyopasanam. That means one has to approach the spiritual master and hear the authentic knowledge. That means hear about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So then after that it is also said that one should be detached from the family life. That means janma mrityu jara vyadi dukkha doshanu darshanam asaktir anavishwanga putra dara gruhadishu. That means one should be detached from the family life and also wife, children, and so and so. So these are the So several qualities, 18 qualities are said. Do we need to practice these qualities for, that means in the case of the devotee's case, do we need to practice these qualities, or is it sufficient to do only Ananya Bhakti? Huh? Yeah.
So sufficient to do Ananya Bhakti.
Sufficient to practice only Ananya Bhakti. So here in this sloka we are seeing Maicha Ananya Yogena Bhaktir Avyabhicharani. He is saying that Krishna is saying all these qualities, and also he is saying one should practice Ananya Bhakti. So my question for all of you, so do we need to practice? That means try to understand. If question is not clear, then please raise the hand, I will explain again. Okay? My question is, here Krishna is listing total 20 qualities. Last 2 qualities are only for whom? For the Jnanis. So then how many are there? 18 are there. In that 18 qualities, so these 18 qualities are common to the Jnanis and also devotees, bhaktas. So in these 18 qualities, we are having the Amanitvam, Adambitvam, Ahimsa, Kshanti, Arjavam, and so and so. And also we have Ananya Bhakti. So these 18 qualities, in 18 qualities, one of the 18 qualities is practicing the Ananya Bhakti. Okay. So in the case of the devotees, do we need to practice, that means Ananya Bhakti alone, or do we need to practice remaining 17 also? So if yes, why? If not, then why? Yeah. So question is clear? For others also question is clear, everyone? Okay. Yes. Go on, Prabhu.
So one has to practice all of that is given, but however, one cannot succeed in practicing all of it unless one performs Ananya Bhakti. The test of Ananya Bhakti is it will bring these qualities automatically.
So that means what is the conclusion? You recommend practice only Ananya Bhakti and don't care for about the other qualities?
No.
Or otherwise?
Simultaneously there has to be, for example, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself says, Trinadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Saishnuna Amanina Maridena Kirtane Sadahari. So one has to practice. But one cannot perform a separate ritual to practice it than Ananya Bhakti. The method is Ananya Bhakti.
Method is Ananya Bhakti, so then you don't need to practice this. Separately, do you need to put endeavor to practice this or not?
One has to endeavor, one may not be perfect, but one has to try to be humble.
That means that quality has to, so now he stopped the practicing of Ananya Bhakti. That means Ananya Bhakti means, so first of all we should know Ananya Bhakti. Ananya Bhakti means what? 24/7. So we have to do the Swarupa Siddha Bhakti, that means direct devotional service. So apart from this, do we need to put attention or special endeavor to cultivate these qualities?
If somebody talks roughly to me, example, and if I tolerate it, that is part of the process of Ananda Bhakti. It's not a separate thing. It is still a part of Ananda Bhakti. It is not a separate thing. Some devotee speaks harshly to me. I'm supposed to tolerate it. Similarly, unless I think that I'm lower than all the devotees, I'll not be able to
tolerating on the what basis actually? Then tolerating means?
Tolerating for the sake of
Tolerating for the sake of Ananya Bhakti. So that means you have to give attention for the, now tolerating and so qualities. Or to Vyavasayatmika buddhi rekeha kuru nandana. That means there, if you see the point, you have to focus only one thing. No need to look for the other qualities or other things. You try to always see, so whether you are able to please or not. That means your you put always, that means your attention to do the, so remember Krishna and so directly doing the devotion for him, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, so and so.
At the same time, among the 6 items of surrender, accepting things favorable and rejecting things unfavorable is also one of the 6 elements of surrender. That is part of Ananya Bhakti. So we have to accept these things which are mentioned as favorable and reject things which are unfavorable. So it is not separate from Ananya Bhakti. It is
I want to hear from Prabhuji actually. Yes, good, nice.
Prahlad Maharaj says one verse regarding that.
Yes, Yasti Bhakti.
Yes, Bhagavati Akancha Sarve Gunestri. So even if you practice and if you have so many good qualities, what is the use? Because it is only on the mental platform. So basically, even if you have very few qualities, but if you are practicing bhakti, you are far more superior than a person who has so many good qualities, but he is not practicing bhakti. So basically, Ananya Bhakti, if you are practicing, these qualities will automatically manifest.
Okay. So anything from the Matajis? Yeah. Good points are coming actually. I am ready. Yes, Mataji.
मेरे विचार से कर्म ही पूजा है. हमारे जो कर्म है, जो अहिंसा है, शांति है, विनम्रता है, इसके द्वारा हम समाज की सेवा करेंगे और यही हमारी पूजा है मेरे ख्याल से.
Okay. You do, Prabhuji, actually. You want to? Okay, I will discuss that Mataji's point. Okay, this Mataji, she wants to. You want to add some points actually? Oh, no, okay. Acha, what do you want? She is saying that karma is the, work is worship, she is saying. So that's why these qualities has to be practiced, she is saying. Okay, you come to here. This boy. This.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Ah.
Prabhu, Sikshastakam Trunadapi Suni Chena Tarorivasa Sishna Manina Maradena Kirtaniya Sadahari. So apart from that, the first priority will be that humble and pride. Those two are important, which we are covering it. But in the Bhagavad Gita also, suppose if only Bhakti Yoga is sufficient, God will not touch the Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga and other yogas. Only will emphasize in the Bhakti Yoga. But why all this, everything is required and everything is important. For the even, see, I am a devotee, I am a Bhakti Yoga, means it's not sufficient. Until unless you are having the all good qualities. That's important, you must first obey the religion. What is the meaning of the religion? According to the Prabhupada said, it's to follow the rules and regulations of what the Lord has given to us.
Yes.
So those are the important aspects, Apart from the bhakti, these things also should be followed. Otherwise, it won't be give much weight in that particular aspects.
Okay. Okay, Prabhu. So let me add my points actually. Okay, thank you very much for giving the different opinions. So here Srila Vishwanath Thakur himself is saying in this commentary also, Sampradayikaihi. So what is said, Sampradayikaihi Anyani Saptadashokta Abhyasavatam Tesham Swatah Eva Utpadyante Nadu Teshu Yatnaha Iti Sampradayikaha. That means our Sampradaya persons, that means our acharyas, opinion is, so if one come to the Ananya Bhakti, there is no need to endeavor for any other qualities actually. No yatnaha, not necessary actually. That means trying to cultivate the detachment for the wife, family and so and so qualities. So one doesn't need to cultivate these externally. So a separate endeavor is not needed. So who is saying? Vishwanath Thakur is saying. So one simply practice Ananya Bhakti. That means one try to engage himself in the 24 hours in the direct devotion of the Lord. So then automatically those qualities will manifest. That's a Siddhanta actually. So Kleshagni Subhada. That means all the qualities, auspicious qualities will manifest. So, and also you can see in some other place of the Bhagavatam, if one is practicing Ananya Bhakti 24 hours but you may not see these kind of good qualities, but still we cannot reject. That means, so he is not a Ananya Bhakta. So Ananya Bhakti practicing, yeah, your point I am saying, Prabhu, that's Sattva Pratikulyasya Varjanam Rakshayishyati iti Iswasaha Bhogoptrupte Varnanam. So there, whatever the pratikula to the bhakti, so that is also if you reject something, then automatically that is also comes under the bhakti anga. You are saying, yes. So that is not those are the symptoms of the surrenderance, and those points definitely so has to be followed, and that is a part of the bhakti only. So apart from that, do we need to cultivate the qualities whatever is said? We are not saying that. So these qualities one try to, that means anything is pratikula to the bhakti, then he will leave that. So if someone is disturbing his bhakti and he is disrespecting, then his focus is not to become humble, but that is pratikula, that environment, and he will leave and he will go away. But point is, does he need to endeavor for that quality or not? That is the point is being asked actually. So when you practice Ananya Bhakti, those qualities will be automatically manifesting. Actually, one doesn't need to. But one doesn't come to the Ananya Bhakti platform, but for them these qualities are very much needed to practice. Keep us in the of goodness. These qualities are nothing but what? These are the different qualities in the out of goodness actually. So these qualities definitely needed to be practiced by the aspirants of the pure devotion. The aspirants of the pure devotion has to practice this. So why we need to practice by the aspirant of pure devotion? Because these kind of qualities will keep us in the mode of goodness, and that will help us when we associate the pure devotees and when we hear from them, and whatever we hear from them. So if we are in the mode of goodness, then we will hear the thing whatever is said as it is, without any illusion actually. Otherwise, if our senses and our mind is and all the internal organs are being affected by the rajas and tamas, and when they are being affected by the rajoguna and tamoguna, then what? When you hear the ears, or when you hear with the mind, then that mind is being influenced by the tamoguna or the rajoguna, then even the pure devotees are giving the proper lessons to you, but you cannot understand those rightly. So that's why, as the aspirant of the pure devotion, one will be practicing these qualities in the beginning, but our main focus is what? Not practicing of these qualities is the goal, but the goal is developing the Shraddha towards the Lord. Developing the surrenderance towards the Lord is the goal actually. So for that we have to associate pure devotees again and again and develop this Shraddha. That means Krishna will protect me, Krishna will care me. So Rakshayishyati, that means Krishna will be going to the protector of mine. And that feeling has to be cultivated. That should be the goal. And as for that, these qualities can be the assistants in the beginning stage. But even if you are not able to develop these qualities, but if you got the complete surrenderance and complete faith on the Lord, then you can, then that person is definitely better than the person who is having all these qualities but doesn't have pure devotional service. Then that is known as Karma Mishra Bhakta. Then he is the Karma Mishra Bhakta. But one fully developed the surrenderance to the Lord but didn't have these qualities, then he is more superior actually. This is being explained by the Jiva Goswami in the Bhakti Sandarbha also actually. So that means the practitioner of the pure devotion is better than even he may not have the qualities explained in this. Even he may not have qualities explained in these slokas. But he is fully certain. He is better than the person who has all these qualities but not having the full Lord, not practicing the Ananya Bhakti. So this is the point we should think. And then one who is practicing Ananya Bhakti, then automatically all the good qualities will be manifesting, and then that person is even better than this person who is now practicing Ananya Bhakti, not developed the qualities, and compared to that person who practicing Ananya Bhakti and developed all these qualities, he is superior. So he is superior. So like this we see the gradation or category in our Shastra. So that means when you think about, that means you, instead of doing the Ananya Bhakti, when you try to focus on developing on these qualities, then it is becoming, these qualities are out of goodness, and then these are all parts of the Jnananga, then that will be becoming the Jnana Mishra Bhakti actually. So that's why our focus is what? Focus is what? Huh? Ananya Bhakti. Focus is what? Surrenderance to the Lord. Complete faith on the Lord. Developing this should be the focus actually. And these qualities so will be helpful when you associate the pure devotees and when you hear from them. So to hear from them as it is properly, then these qualities will be helpful actually. But main focus should be the Ananya Bhakti. So okay. So Prabhupada is saying, that's why he is saying, if anyone have these qualities, that means the sub-religion, but he doesn't worship the Lord, then it is not religion. It is not religion. That is the point Prabhupada is mentioning. Okay. So one more point I want to mention here. So Buddha came, so in the present Yuga, present actually in this Kali Yuga, Buddha came. So this Buddha is different from the Buddha being explained in the Bhagavatam sloka. And this Buddha, why he came? This Buddha came so to stop the non-violence done by the atheist. That means the different kind of, that means they are the so-called practitioners of the Vedic rituals, but they are using for the sense gratification. And then he came and he told that, Buddha told that not to follow Vedas. So, Lord's statement is superior or not? Or Veda statement is superior? Whose statement is superior? Vedas or Lord? So my question is, Lord's statement is superior or the Veda statement is superior? Whom we should follow? Whom you will follow? Lord is saying that you should not do this, and Vedas are saying something, then whom will follow? Lord you will follow? Who? Raise the Lord. That means I will follow Lord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Yes, Prabhu.
We reject God when God rejects scripture. We reject even God. That's why we accept him as God, but we don't follow his teachings. That's why Buddha, the practitioners of pure devotional service, we don't practice Buddhism because even though he is God, because he rejected the Vedas, we don't accept his teachings.
Yes. So last statement is superior or otherwise Vedic statements, that means Veda's statement is superior. If you ask this, then if you say, that means someone asked this question, what do you say actually for this? So Vedic statements are superior or the last statement? If I ask, so one answer, one word answer. Which is, whom you will select? So, yes, ma'am.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Buddha came to bewilder the atheists, not to bewilder the devotees.
Can you repeat?
Buddha came to bewilder the atheists, not to bewilder the devotees.
My question is, last statement is superior or the Vedic statement is superior? Yes or no? Select one, that I am asking actually. Yeah.
Prabhuji, how can we see these both differently? They are one and the same. The Lord's statement is the Vedas, but just to bewilder the atheists, that is doing different thing. But the Vedas are saying what the Lord has also said in the Bhagavad Gita. It's the same thing. So how are we seeing it differently? This thing is there.
Difference is there, Prabhu. So, difference is there. So, last statement is superior. But actually, Veda statement is superior. Veda statement is superior. If there is a contradiction, whom you should follow? You should follow Vedas. Because the Jivatma in this whole universe, whole creation, so what is the source of the knowledge for us? What is the right source for the knowledge? we have Pratyaksha Pramana, Anumana Pramana and Shabda Pramana. So what is the right mean to get the knowledge? Who is saying he is the Lord? Who is saying the symptoms of the Lord? So who is saying actually? This person is the Lord. These are the characteristics of God. Who is saying? Huh? Vedas are saying. Vedas are saying who is the Lord. Otherwise, how you will come to know? Do you come to know he is the Lord by your experience? Your experience is not having any value actually. So your experience is not having any value. So he is a so-and-so person is the Lord. Who is telling? So mother is telling, na? Who is the father? If father is saying, coming and telling, he is not your mother, then whom you will follow? You will follow your mother or father actually. Who will tell about the father? Mother will tell or the father will tell? Mother will tell, na? So mother will tell he is the father, not the father will tell that. So if father come and say, so she is not your mother, so that father is known to you by that mother, and that father is coming and telling that this mother is not your mother, then whom will follow? You're understanding? So he is your father, is said by that mother, and now that father is coming and he is saying that she is not your mother. It's a contradictory, na? So that's why the right source for the knowledge is the Vedas, and Vedas are describing the characteristics of the Lord, and then only we are coming to know, oh, this person is the Lord. When the Prithu Maharaj appeared, so from the Vena's body, so Brahmaji also identified him as the avatar, incarnation of the Lord, based upon the symptoms of the Shruti actually. Shrutivata Nitam, that means based upon the Vedic explanations or descriptions, this is the person is the Lord, we can come to know. Otherwise everyone will say, tomorrow you can also say, I am the Lord and I am saying this is the truth. Then everyone can say, I am the Lord. But he is the Lord and he is not the Lord, and who is saying? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Lord. Who is saying? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is saying, I am the Lord. Who is saying? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Lord. So anyone Lord, then who has to approve? Who has to approve? That scriptures has to approve. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Who is approving this? Bhagavatam is approving. Krishna Varnam Tisha Krishnam Sangopangastra Parshadam Yagnaihi Sankirtana Prayahi Yajanti Sumeda Saha. So Bhagavatam is describing the ultimate pramana is the Bhagavatam, that is saying that so and so person is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and he is incarnating, he is coming in the Kali Yuga. So that's why he is the Lord, and that's why we are accepting. It's not that your experience or my experience. If you say my experience is saying, then tomorrow we will say that so and so person, I am also having my experience and I am saying he is the Kali Yuga avatar, and someone will come. So someone will come up with some other incarnation and some other form as the Kali Yuga. Path sure actually, they show the path, and so that's why here Jiva Goswami is saying Veda statement is the pramana actually, and that Vedas are saying Lord will come in the form of the Buddha and he will teach against to me, but you should not follow his teachings. And Veda is saying that's why we are not following his teachings, but we are accepting incarnation of the Lord because he is saying. So this is the point.
Saying don't follow the Vedas. But what that during when Buddha came, what if there were people who were following the Vedas that time? So what is their condition like? The Lord has personally come as Buddha, but they are following the Vedas. So whom should they follow at that time?
Yeah. So he bewildered them actually. He bewildered them actually. That is the point actually. That's the point. And he came, and by using that's why the Buddhist logic is a very powerful actually. So Buddhist followers are having the 4 branches. So, and these 4 branches, I am not exactly remembering those. So one is the Sunyavadam is having the say different Vijnanavadam actually. So very tactfully it is done actually, and it's very logically based. That whole Siddhanta is very logically based, and that's why Buddhist philosophy is a full of logic actually, and that logic is broken by the Sankaracharya using the Prachannam Bauddha Muchyate, same Buddha philosophy, so with the only adding the, that means Brahman. Where what is that Brahman? He says that Brahman is having the nothing actually. He is having the nothing. It's nothing but nothing only actually. Sunyavadam only he took, and he took the Sunyavadam, and because you have to remove thorn with the thorn only. So similarly Sankaracharya came, so Buddhist philosophy is Sunyavadam, and he told Prachannam, that moved that. So from the society, and anyway, so that is a very logically that is preached, and anyway that's the avatara, and he has the influence, and he did that. But so the understanding is, so we should follow the Vedas, and Vedas are describing, Vedas means Srimad Bhagavatam, the Vedas, the essence of all Vedas. So Bhagavatam, that's why we should follow the Bhagavatam, and Bhagavatam whoever it is accepting as the avatars of their but this Kali-yuga Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so he first not a God, and he himself is not avatar, he is not avatar, he is avatar. And Bhagavatam is saying, and our acharyas are establishing, so that's why we should worship Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay. Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, Prabhuji, it is in the translation, flying unseen in the sky on built rockets prepared by great scientist Maya. So flying unseen, so who we are talking of? Where?
Yeah. So these demons, so they were flying in the rockets. These rockets are made by the Maya. You know Maya? Maya Sabha actually, who built the Maya Sabha in the...
So which Yuga it is talking of?
It is in the Kali Yuga only, but not in this Kali Yuga. In a different Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga Visheshe. Some special Kali Yuga. But what is that Yuga? No Acharya mentioned actually.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Huh? Yeah, please. Please. Anyone wants to leave, they can leave. Okay, class is over. So, because time is over. Na? I should not...
Thank you, Hare Krishna Prabhu. Actually, Prabhu, Vedas are, in the last, they come...